Hey, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. Every day I do a vlog, at least for the next 1,000 days. So if you could subscribe and come along, that would be absolutely awesome. But today I'm going to talk about a subject that nobody wants to talk about. Today I'm going to talk about death. Yeah, dying. It's not a nice prospect. None of us want to think about it. None of us want to have anything to do with it. We're all busy living, we're all busy doing our things, and we're all enjoying life, which is as it should be. But yeah, it's the inevitable final thing that happens to us, isn't it? It really is. And how we deal with it, I'll start off with our own sort of ending, if you like. How do we reconcile the fact that we won't be here at some point, and what happens afterwards? I mean, that's been written about, it's been talked about. It's been a subject for many people for a millennia, probably, for lots of time. And how we wrap our heads around that final bit, well, it's challenging, isn't it? What do we do? What do we do when we find ourselves thinking about it and it just plays into our dismissiveness? We put it off, don't we? Now, I've got a theory about dying. We've all experienced death by not living. So I'm 57. Imagine 58 years ago. That's my take on it. And it may be the most ridiculous take going, but I've held on to that sort of thought, if you like, for probably quite a while. And whilst most people don't want to consider the subject, they want to put it to the back of their minds, it's an important subject, I think. Now, as an ex-police officer, I saw an awful lot of death and destruction. I've attended a morgue, I've seen post-mortems, I've been present with people at the final closing seconds of their life, and that has been, it's been a hell of a thing to witness. It really has. It's normally not a pleasant thing. It's normally an unpleasant thing to witness. And the thing is that every single one of us will experience it. We all do. It's a bit like taxes. It's going to happen. It will happen. And we've just got to go with it. Everybody has an expiry date. Most of us don't know when that's going to be. And, you know, how we understand that. And I think that's what makes life probably so much more precious, is the fact that there is this finality to it. And what we do from the moment of birth to the moment of dying, I think is pretty important. It's important for a lot of reasons. I think you should try and live a life that is fulfilling, that is meaningful, that helps other people, where you do so much to better not only your lot, but everybody else around you. I think that's a real noble aspect to one's existence. Dying, though, is not a pleasant thing. It's getting rid of the old and making way for the new, isn't it? Now, death brings about sorrow, it brings about sadness. It raises so many issues in terms of how you deal with somebody that's passed that you loved. Or even if you just knew them, and that can bring about sadness. Even somebody who's distant that you might know, that's in the press, who you've had an affiliation with, you're really connected with, and suddenly they passed, and you feel very sad and sorrowful about that. You know, so we do learn about people's passing. I've been observant over the last few years, watching TV and learning about the celebrities that pass. And you think, gosh, you know, even people who you sort of understand that are in the public eye, do everybody. I mean, it affects absolutely everybody. But just going on to that theory of mine, where we've all experienced death by not living, I didn't know anything before I came here, and it may well be the prospect that when I go, I'll go back to that same place, that same sort of darkness, the unknowing. And you know, I mean, it's such a horrible thought to have, isn't it? But nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody likes this subject, and nobody wants to sort of chat about it and discuss it. And come on this way. Sorry, I've got my dog here and we're walking. But nobody really wants to acknowledge the fact that that's something that we'll all experience. And I think you'll find very few videos here on YouTube about people actually talking about it. I did a bit of research and I couldn't find anything that was really sort of pertinent to just relating to people on the basic level about passing, you know. I mean, look at what I just said, passing. Nobody likes to say the D word either, do they? Death, dying. We call it passing, passing away, passing over. Yeah, it's a difficult subject for a lot of people. My exposure to death early on was the passing of my brother. And that was very sad in 1976. And if you look back through my videos, I allude to my brother and talk about him with great emotion and passion because he was such a wonderful human being. As somebody who's 57 now, my parents have passed. I've had several family members who have died, and their death has left a mark. But what I've come to realise and understand is that in dying, it's the inevitable part of life, and that's why every sunset means something to me. That's why every sunrise means something to me. That's why grasping life and living it to the best way I know how, in the best possible way, and it just has so much gravitas, doesn't it? It really does. You've got to say to yourself, I've got to grab this life and live every day. It's not always easy. We've all got mundane jobs. Morning. We've all got mundane jobs. We've all got things, commitments, bills, mortgages, responsibilities. Yes, responsibilities that we've got to sort of contend with. And these things are just mechanisms that we have to use and get through the day with. So we don't always consider every single day that we're living our best life. Because if we had a choice in that, we'd live like millionaires, wouldn't we? We really would. We'd live, in Saint-Tropez. We'd live this opulent lifestyle where we could enjoy every single day like you're on holiday, I guess. But even that we'd probably get bored with, really, if we're honest. But living a fruitful, meaningful existence means loving and caring for the people that you want in your life. It means having value. That means something to you, and having people around you that share a similar viewpoint. People who are in your tribe who want to better you and you want to better them. There's that shared emotional, loving experience that only life provides. But death is so final, isn't it? It really is. It's the finality of it. It's the brutal ending of what was. And sometimes it's instant. Sadly, people have accidents. Sadly, there are these kind of episodes where through, pure act of God, it's happened. And that's very sad. And if you're watching this video having experienced that, then you have my utmost empathy and sympathy. You absolutely do. I'm so sorry about that. And like I say, it's not a palatable subject that people want to talk about. And I'm sure if you research it here, you won't find many videos about this on YouTube. But I'm not afraid to touch this subject because it's touched me. And there are people who have a long journey before dying. They're ill, their health has failed, they're hanging on every day, and then suddenly one day, when I say suddenly, because there's no day that you'll just go about your business and you'll learn that they've passed. And that's horrible too. There's nothing good about it. There's absolutely nothing good about it. And the only thing that nature, I'm sure, would say that is good about it is that it's making a way for the new people, the new generation, the next generation, the people that will inherit this world and continue that march forward. And that, my friends, is the circle of life. Just like the song, The Circle of Life, it goes around. And as much as I was part of a new generation all those years ago, now I'm part of a different generation. And dying is the natural cleanse, maybe, that nature has to offer us. Dying is the cleansing, getting rid of what was and ushering in what will be. So I thought I'd share my thoughts on that today. Nothing too deep, but it's a subject that nobody wants to talk about. And I thought I'd share my view on the fact that we've all experienced death by not living. That's what I was kind of aiming at. Think of the age that you are now, add another year onto it, and think about that state that you were before. And that's probably, more than likely, the condition we'll go back to. And that's why every day here on planet Earth is so important. And that's why we've got to enjoy nature, enjoy walking your dog, enjoy doing the things that mean something to you, because that's the thing that you've got to do. This is a one-time, one-shot deal. Grab it while you can and don't look back. Enjoy the ride. As always, this is part of my 1,000-day vlog series. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll be back again tomorrow and I'll see you then. Okay? God bless. Bye.